Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL. This is the podcast where we review movies, TV shows, novels, and comics, all in the boys love genre. I would like to start off by saying I am obsessed with the song You Wish by Flying a Boss. Oh my gosh. Saw it on TikTok and went directly to Spotify. I am now following them. I listened to this song like crazy. It already has over 400,000 listens, and I might be only like 100 of them. I'm not going to sit here and lie that I'm like 10,000. I know my limits, but I love that song. So go check it out. Hashtag no sponsorship, just really love. And also on TikTok, I actually did do sorry about that, but I did do a video for checkout using the song You Wish, because I was just like, hello Christ, I'm about to sin again. How can I use this? It's so good. It's such a good line. That entire second verse is just so amazing. The whole song is just fun. So definitely check them out. Follow me on TikTok. Check out that checkout video on TikTok that I made. And also 25th and South made a video as well using Step by Step. I knew it was Step by Step because that's the reason why I brought it up, because we're about to watch Step by Step episode 9. Now this is the issue that I keep having. You see, everyone forgets that not everyone is watching right away, and I keep having to remind people, hey, remember, I can't watch it during the day, so I'm gonna need y'all to stop posting spoilers. So I already know that there's a bunch of people who are angry at this episode, and I'm not even talking like Twitter and stuff, because I know what I'm risking when I go to Twitter. I'm talking when I'm in the Discord groups. Like, y'all know that we have spoiler tags there for a reason. We need to go back to the rule where no one's allowed to post spoilers until the next day. We have to go back to that rule because it's annoying. But yeah, let us jump into episode 9 of Step by Step. Okay, so right off the bat, Pat has a little dream sequence where he's going through the night's events, and if you know what I'm going to bring up. So he wakes up hugging the tiger. Again, he wakes up hugging the tiger. Oh my gosh, it's like the tiger is a representation of his feelings for Jeng. And it's so obvious that he definitely likes Jeng. And we now know the reason why he wasn't picking up what Jeng was letting down is because he didn't realize that Jeng was flirting with him the whole time. He didn't even think Jeng was attracted to men. So now he finally is aware that he has a chance with Jeng. So I'm like, what's going to be happening with the tiger? Is it still going to be in his bed? Can Jeng get in the bed with the tiger in him? That's really what I want to know. I had to stop real quick because I ended up laughing when his mom said, how was your sleep? And his response was, like a baby. That's never really been my response. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's people out there who responded like that. But usually I'll say like, I slept like a baby. I won't just be like a baby. Like, I slept like a baby. But I guess what we're getting at is his mom. Do his parents both live abroad or just his mom? Because he doesn't live with his parents. We saw him talking to his father in like the first episode over the phone. So do both his parents live abroad and he was abroad with them, or does his mom alone live abroad? I guess we'll find out. I just need to watch the actual show and stop talking. But also, I guess his parents just have keys to his house. Well, he's a single man, so I guess it makes sense. My parents don't have keys to my house, but I'm not a single woman. I got somebody else in the house, so we don't really need to, maybe I don't know. Now this got me contemplating things. I don't want to contemplate things. Is it me or did the song change? I usually skip the song so I don't hear it often. Was that always the song? Was that always the theme song? Because it doesn't sound familiar from the bits I remember. Maybe it was always a song, but because I keep skipping ahead, I don't actually hear it. Maybe that's the issue. Did they change the song? Now I'm gonna have to like go back to the first episode and go back to this episode. I ain't doing all that. I'm kind of wondering why he doesn't just tell his mom the truth, that if they met at work. Like, even if it's just, oh, we met at work, you don't have to be like, oh, he's my manager, he's my boss, just, oh, or he's the owner's son. Just, I know him from work, we work together, and kind of leave it there. Or, you know, he's assisting me on my current projects, you know. He's all embarrassed and stuff, and of course mom is noticing him changing the subject, and eventually when he becomes his man, he's gonna have to explain to her how they met. But like, I guess as well, he doesn't really want to talk about Jeng, because talking about Jeng is focusing on the fact that he has finally realized he has a chance with Jeng, or at least that Jeng has been flirting with him. He probably hasn't even realized Jeng has been flirting with him, or he's worried that Jeng knows he likes him. Who knows? We'll find out eventually. But you know, he's gonna have to face Jeng soon, of course, and talk about it. It's obvious he doesn't really want to face Jeng as well. Plus he's hungover, and he needs someone to talk about this situation with, because this is a hard situation to talk about. Is he going to talk to Shot, who he works with? Is he going to accidentally send it in a work group message again? That thing that happened. Can he talk to A? Maybe he'll talk to A, because she is pretty good at keeping secrets, I think. I mean, she posted that she was pregnant in their group chat, and the entire group found out instead of just sending it to her husband. So there's also that about A. Well, you know, she down with her boys. I am like on so many levels of what is happening, and I am only 7 minutes into the show, so I'm going to do my usual, I'll shut up and keep watching more. God damn it. I hit play. And the first thing I see is shirtless man doing push-ups. I wish I was on that set. I wonder if anyone got to like oil him up before. Did they not do the oil up? Like, oh, I want to be the person who gets to oil him up on set. And when I say them, I mean man. And when I say man, I mean the guy playing the character Jeng. I want to oil him up. Just so I can say, yeah, I touched man's chest. I know what his chesticles feel like. I didn't even get to the grunting yet. I just saw his body in that push-up position, and I had to hit pause. I'm like, I need to prepare myself. And he's grunting. And the camera even like takes a step back so you can watch him doing that motion as he grunts. Okay. So we see everything now from Jeng's side. We see what's stressing Jeng out. One of the things, of course, is his dad, and his dad wanting to shut down the digital marketing department because they can cheaply outsource the jobs instead of having to pay people to stay on staff for these things. Which, yeah, I see, I guess. And the other thing is we see him kind of calming down and thinking about what he said to Pat and letting Pat know he just wants to be his safe space. But I'm sure that's also stressing him out because, you know, the way Pat reacted in the end. And then now we go to Pat. Pat lays on the bed. He looks at the tiger and he's kind of frustrated with the tiger. Doesn't really want to look at it. But then turns back and is again thinking about Jeng. So again, the tiger. The shark was in the bag, the tiger on the bed. The shark was in the bag, the tiger on the bed. That's all I'm saying. And now the tiger in the drawer. The tiger was on the bed. Now the tiger is in the drawer. So the weirdest thing just hit me. I just realized that Pat's mom most likely did not have a key to his place. It's because Jeng answered and told her where they were. She was able to come and pick Pat up, which means she probably got the key from Pat. So his parents probably don't have keys to his place, and I was just thinking they do. because she was in the house already, but she was in the house already to take care of him. That wasn't needed. Like, you didn't need that information from me, but I wanted to correct myself. Also, I love the relationship between him and his dad. The fact that his dad visits him every year close to his birthday to spend his birthday with him. That is wonderful. I'm wondering if the parents are divorced. I'm thinking the parents are divorced. Maybe he's already said that and I completely forgot. And yeah, I just love his relationship with his dad. The fact that he's telling his dad he wants to eat his cooking. And we had it with his mom earlier as well, where his mom was making him breakfast and he ate with his mom. Or was he eating noodles? He mentioned noodles, but she also cooked like sausages and ham. And in my head, he took that too. I hope I'm right. So yeah, I'm guessing, because he's the only child, they just spoil him, which also would explain his immaturity if his parents just spoiled the heck out of him. So of course he's going to be immature as an adult. Again, love his dad and his relationship. They really seem to be very close. And of course I noticed his dad talking about the fact that he can't even fry an egg, and scolding him for that. And I'm just here like, ain't y'all his parents? Or did grandma not have him? Because he said from when he was living with grandma. So did grandma not teach him how to cook an egg? Like, is grandma to blame here? Which, I mean, honestly, a lot of older people don't bring boys into the kitchen and teach them how to cook and stuff, because that is safe for the girls. So a lot of girls are listening to this and going, or watching this and going, I know how to fry an egg. Everybody knows how to fry an egg, because like you're taught really early. I remember being so scared that the grease would splash on me when I learned to fry an egg as a child. But a lot of boys aren't brought into the kitchen. I know someone who only went to the kitchen as almost an adult, as a teenager, because no one taught him how to cook as a child. All his sisters could cook, but he couldn't cook, and he basically had to beg to learn his way around the kitchen because he was worried about living on his own as an adult and not being able to cook for himself. Yeah. All right. So Shot and Pat are in the bathroom. They're both in the bathroom, and Shot, is just talking to Pat and just, letting Pat know Jeng is off for the day. You can see that, something's going on. So she's like, if there's anything bothering, she's like trying to let him know that you can open up to, that Pat can open up to her. So tells the story of Crit, and we learn about their relationship and the fact that Crit's actually not out with his family, and even though they're now engaged, like Crit's family still doesn't know about them. And Pat says, well, at least he's open and with you and lets you know how he feels about you. And that's when Shot says, you can tell me anything. And they're getting ready to leave, and a guy comes in the bathroom, and it's like this heartfelt moment. The Shot has left, and Pat is in the bathroom by himself, and it's like he's looking at Shot walking out like a friend I can trust in. And all we see is the guy behind him pissing in the urinal. Yes, I did all of that to come to the fact that this dude is pissing in the urinal with inspirational music playing. Pissing. It was an inspirational piss. Okay, so Jeng is trying to get someone else to be manager of the department, it looks like. So is he trying to get out of the position as to not make Pat uncomfortable, or get out of the position so he can pursue Pat? Probably not to make Pat uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm assuming because I know nothing. But the guy he was talking to, is that the same guy who was in Bed Friends, or is that someone else? I think it's the same guy. Their noses look similar. I don't remember his face. I just remember his nose. And the noses look similar. I remember random details, okay? Okay, so the second Jeng walked into the room for the viewing, and of course, Pat and Shot were complaining about how cold it is. And Jaab going, oh, I'm hot. I hate him. I knew Jeng was going to give his jacket to Pat, and at the same time I'm kind of like, don't do it. But you know, Jaab knows what's up. Shot knows what's up. I'm sure Jane has figured it out by now. So of course he's trying to give his jacket to Pat, but I love that Pat passes it on to Shot, not just like hand it back, but instead it's like, oh, I'm okay. Hey Shot, are you cold? Like, this is the community jacket. This is he's community. But yeah, I wasn't gonna focus on it, but I might as well because everybody loves Jaab and Jane. But yeah, of course, a telltale sign is the fact that they're sitting with a gap between them. No interactions whatsoever. Jane is definitely giving side eyes to Jaab. And it's like in the front row, very uncomfortable. In the back row, becoming uncomfortable because Jeng arrived. And now, from now on, Jen is just going to be called Jane to separate the names Jeng and Jen. So Jane. The side eyes, everything. And I'm still stuck on the fact that these two are 10 years apart, these two actors. Because actor playing Jane could say he is 20 years old, and I would 100% believe him. I am on the verge of tears. I am holding them in. I'm gonna be a big girl. Oh boy. Okay, so Jeng and Pat finally have that conversation where Jeng finally gets to make his love confession. And remember, he had been waiting to make a love confession because he wanted to be like, I really like you, and do you want to go out? Would you like to be with me? And instead he gets told, stop saying that. Why would you like me? And that kind of goes to, I guess, Pat not really believing that Jeng could like him. Probably still sees Jeng as like unattainable. And hearing that is just like there's no way. And that's probably why he's reacting the way he's reacting, because he's like, I'm confused about my feelings for you, and now I know you like guys, so I'm really confused. And Jeng is here being like, I really want to be with you, and Pat is just pushing him away. And one of the reasons I do believe he's pushing him away is obvious. He's worried about how everybody else at work is going to view him and view his relationship with Jeng, especially since Jeng likes to go out of his way for Pat, including in front of people. He does not care who is in the room. He is doing something for Pat. And that is really uncomfortable. You don't want things to go around about you with your boss at work. He already had that situation with Nan where everyone thought he and Nan were together when he and Nan are just became friends. So the big boss, the things they will say is out there. So I get him, but I also feel sad for him because we already know he likes Jeng. That's why he had the tiger on the bed, and that's why he stuffed his feelings in a drawer, aka the tiger in the drawer. And I just need him to hurry up and be happy, because this is episode 9. There's 12 episodes. This means they're not allowed to have an episode 11. You know what I'm talking about. They're not allowed to have the episode 11 trope. Episode 9 better be the episode 11 trope. But then again, I'm thinking about Lovely Rider, because Lovely Rider was kind of a slow burn as well, and they still had an episode 11 trope where they had to break up. So actually, I think that was in episode 12. We only got like 5 minutes of them actually being happy. Oh, you better not. You better not. I will fly to Thailand and cuss you out myself. I will learn Thai just to shred into everyone who worked on this show. I'm gonna say everything in English and Thai. I will learn Thai just to do that. You better not. Oh, I swear if it's a situation where Jeng has to like go away for 2 years or something, oh, I'll be heated. I will be heated. My poor Jeng, my baby, he's crying. Okay. So he is just letting it out because he's been holding this in. So yeah, he's definitely trying to get someone else to take over the position so that he can fully pursue Pat. That's definitely what he's trying to do. Okay, so he knows being in his position, trying to get in a relationship with Pat is just inappropriate. He didn't even need to go to the HR department to tell him that, if they have one. So yeah, thankfully he noticed that. So he knows how inappropriate it is. He wants to fix it because he wants to fully pursue Pat. But right now, like he's saying, Pat only sees him as a coworker, doesn't want to go beyond like a work relationship with him. And he wants to get out of that so that he can see if he has a chance as not a chance with him, as long as they're not having to work together. And ooh, I feel for my baby Jeng. And then Jaab over here finally got a guy like, yo, I broke up with my boyfriend, so if you still interested. And what Jaab said, no, even though I pursued you while you were in a relationship, because you needed time to think, I've decided I'm not going to pursue you anymore, even though you did what needed to be done to pursue this relationship. I don't care what Jaab's reasoning is, okay? Don't try and explain it to me. He pursued him while he was in a relationship, and now that the dude is out of relationship, like, yeah, I'm available now. Oh, I don't want you no more. What, please? But my baby Jeng. My poor Jeng. And then to be that vulnerable and open with your younger brother as well. He's really feeling it. Like he got drunk with Tay. He got drunk with Tay. And then here he is just crying in front of his brother because he just can't handle the pain of like having to let go of this relationship with Pat, or being in the situation with Pat. Oh, he is feeling the love bug. He is in love. Oh my gosh. How long has this been going on? That's a belly. Like she's pregnant. That's close to busting pregnant. Well, actually, you know what? I just remembered that there are women who, for some reason, their stomachs is a luxury condo. Like, you're like, how many kids in there? 1. You're just looking at them like, what? And then there's some kids who, sadly, like mine, have to grow in limited space. When I say limited space, I mean I was 2 weeks away from going in to have the youngest. And someone asked me, "Oh, how many months are you?" And they were like, how many weeks are you? And when I was like 30, whatever it was, weeks, like 35 weeks or something like that, they looked me up and down. No, like how many weeks are you right now? I'm like 35. And they're looking me up and down again. And like, what? I'm like, yeah, in 2 weeks I'm actually gonna go ahead and get induced. And they looked at me again. Like, what? Like, they were confused. No, it couldn't have been 35. Yeah, I must have been around 35, 36 weeks. And they're just staring me up and down like, there's no way. Are you sure there's a baby in there? There's like a fully grown baby in there? I'm like, yeah. No one believed me. I went to an event for pregnant mothers and they were like, "Oh, how many weeks are you?" And when I said how much, they stared at me like confused. And the lady finally went, "Look, here's the thing. I didn't even know you were pregnant." And the only reason I knew you were pregnant is because you were asking about the pregnancy sign-up sheet thing, because you could win prizes. So you sign up for the prizes for expecting mothers, or you sign up for the prizes for moms who already have kids. And they were like, "Oh, your kid is actually already too old, so you can't sign up for any of these." I'm like, "No, I'm pregnant." And they're like, "Oh, how many weeks?" When I said how many, like, she's staring me up and down. She's like, "No way." So I sign up. And then I went to the next booth. And then I was like, "Don't you have something for pregnant women?" And she looks at me. She goes, "Oh, you just found out?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be doing this all day." So this comes back to how pregnant is A? Like, how many months have passed by at this point? Like, is she getting ready to pop? Is her water gonna break any second now? Because it's a big belly. She's straining. And he got her on her feet. She should not be on her feet. She's pregnant. Spoil her with her water. What did I say? Okay. So they're at a little, it's Jeng, A's fiance, the guy from Cutie Pie. And they're at Pat's A's fiance and a bunch of people that work with A's fiance and Jaab and Jane, because it's Jane's going away party, it looks like. And of course, when Jane and Pat are having the conversation about, you know, life and stuff, Jane goes, "Oh, you thinking about Mr. Jeng?" It's not hard to tell. Anyone can tell. Which, of course, I'm sure makes Pat feel uncomfortable as well, because he doesn't really want people to know, obviously. But it's not hard to tell. When you crushing, and you is crushing, sir. He crushing. He crushing like Crush the Turtle. But also, I want to look at this one part that Jane says, where he says the brothers, you know, they're not hard to tell with them. In other words, he's always, like, what I gather is that he's always known that Jaab was flirting with him, and he just decided not to shut it down because he was feeling something too. Even though he knew he was in a relationship, he knew it kind of made him uncomfortable to be in this relationship and pursuing someone else, because if you're pursuing someone else while you're in a relationship, you need to talk to your partner. Y'all need to clarify things, decide how y'all gonna go forward with it. And if you've decided you want to go ahead and pursue this person, then y'all need to end it, or open it, whatever y'all decide, because I don't shame, I don't judge. Let me tell you how. Anyway, but yeah, like it makes me wonder how long Jane knew Jaab was pursuing him, because it couldn't have just started at the hotel, because we had that whole almost kiss when he was waiting at Jaab's condo for his boyfriend to come and pick him up. So it had to be from the beginning, like he's kind of figured it out and noticed, especially when he saw how many pictures of him Jaab had taken. But also, yeah, he's saying, you know, these brothers, they're the same, because they stare into your soul. Like, I like you so much. Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. Can you feel my pain? Am I your enemy? The young ones don't understand that. How loud is Jane being? Like, I'm. There's no way no one is listening to this whole conversation, getting ready to drink it all. Are they about to get drunk, thinking about them two boys how they messing with Kanoon? Kanoon. That is this dude's name. I'm like, cuss something. Two awful brothers. Oh, poor Jeng. Jeng should not be mixed up with Jaab. I know they're brothers, but they're only brothers by blood, not by everything else. But also, I do love that Jane says to Pat, don't sell yourself short, because Pat really doesn't think that a guy like Jeng is going to be interested in him. Like, he can't see what, like, about himself is amazing or would attract someone like Jeng. And that's kind of sad. And it's not just kind of sad, it's very sad. Like, you are worthy, Pat. You are worthy of love. And Jeng loves you. The boy is heartbroken, crying on a couch to his player brother, because he is in love. And you just shutting him down. Which, it's your right. It's your prerogative. Just because someone loves you don't mean you have to love them back. Alright, hold on. So Short lets Pat know that Jeng is actually going to be resigning, and he's finding someone to replace him who's going to be capable. Which I'm going back to the fact that he and his dad have a deal about the digital marketing department and what will happen to it if he can't prove why it's needed at GN Group. So Short tells Pat what Jeng is up to, and then afterwards we have Pat kind of walking sadly through the aisles at work, corridor, between the cubicles. And then everyone comes out singing happy birthday. Nan finally appears out of nowhere again. They really gave this woman like 2 episodes of speaking lines and then relegated her to background character. I really thought she was gonna be kikiing with him and Short. They said, nah girl, go away. We only had money for 2 episodes of talking. But yeah, she tells him that the cake was specially prepared by Jeng. And we see him standing there clapping as Pat blows out the candles. And I'm just like, so did that actually happen, or was that a dream sequence? Because if it happened, the way it was filmed and everything, it was a very ominous feeling through the whole thing. And did it actually happen? Is there a ghost? There's no ghost. But yeah, and then he goes home and he's having a birthday dinner with his dad, I guess. But yeah, and his mom. Oh, a cake again. Oh, and it was it a pineapple upside down cake that they had from Jeng? I know he has this frosted cake from his mom and dad. The drip frosting, which is really cute. Icing artist on YouTube makes me want to do that. I think that's the name of her channel. I don't know. Okay, so his parents are separated. So yeah, this kind of goes back into him being coddled and babied, and he's spoiled. Nothing wrong with spoiling him. I spoil my kids. He is spoiled, but he hasn't matured from that, if that makes sense. Like, there was no maturity. Like, they didn't leave space for him to grow up. So I'm like, is he just finding out his parents are separated? That's like one of the things I'm thinking about now, because he made a joke about his dad going meeting up with his mom earlier, but I was like, oh, it must be like a little joke just to be like, oh, you gonna go meet up with mom? Y'all are separated. But I'm like, dang, is he just finding out? Because remember, from the beginning of this episode, I was asking if they're married or not, because I was getting separated vibes. And yeah, they're separated. Or did I just get that because I'm a child of divorce? Is it a thing that we kids of divorce, like, yeah, we get it, and then adults of divorce are just like, no, but my mom and dad will love each other forever. They won't just break up because I've moved out of the house, so I can fix it. Like, Book's character in Ashante annoyed me. I was like, oh, you poor thing. It's hard. You see, we who kids of divorce at young ages, we got this. We're like, we know how it is. Water off a duck's back. Parents are broke up. Cool. I gotta go to 2 houses. Okay. Oh, I got step parents now. New game. But these adults of divorce, they learned to go through it now. Especially when they have 2 loving parents. Like, he's lucky he has 2 loving parents. Now imagine being a child of divorce and one parent says crap. So you spent your entire life looking at the other parent going, just leave them. It's okay, we got this. Because there's kids who did that. But I digress. But yeah, like him crying. Oh, by the way, Ben knows how to ugly cry. That is a ugly cry. At least man covered his face while he was crying. He was like, you're not gonna see this look on my face. You're not gonna see what I look like crying. Make me look like a fool. Putting cuts on YouTube. Hell no. I'm gonna leave that to Ben. But yeah, like his birthday and his parents are talking about being separated and like, we love you, we just don't love each other. It's not your fault. We love you. I just needed to get away from him. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at that. I should not be laughing at that at all. Let's get back to the show. Did they get lucky and a medical student is on the same transport as them? Okay, walking through everything up to now. So Jaab and Kanoon are doing a photo shoot. There's like a lot wrong with the photo shoot. They don't have all the information and everything at the photo shoot. And Jaab is still calling. I apologize for all that. So they're still at the photo shoot. Kanoon Kanoon has to remind Jaab that Jane no longer works there. He's resigned over a month now. And at the same time, my boy Pat is hanging out with A. They've done some shopping. They're riding back on like a taxi van thing where you're like on the back of the pickup, but it has like a cover over it. I don't know what they call those in Thailand. I just call them a taxi. It's a pickup truck with a taxi. It's a van back taxi. Anyway, so they're riding on that, and the truck or the taxi, whatever it is, it's not a taxi because it anyway, the passenger van has broken down, and A feels really weird, and she realized that her water broke, and she's gonna give birth. So someone starts telling everyone, get off, just get off. She's about to give birth. You need to get off. We need to give her space. Grabs A and is like, you need to sit down right here. Just take deep breaths. And A was able to call Kanoon, tell him what's going on. And Jaab is riding him to their location because she sent her location to him. Damn, that's some drama. So I'm just like, were they lucky enough to get a medical student on that same transport, because they were wearing like a college uniform, it looks like. Who knows what the hell is happening and is going to be able to help her out. And people are videotaping her as someone who has given birth. Please don't do that. If you see someone giving birth in public, don't just start videotaping them. Like, it's maybe I don't know, maybe it will be, oh, she's a medical student. They got lucky. A medical student was right there and able to walk her through, and is telling the officer she's a medical student. She knows what she's doing. And the officer is going to be able to call to get an ambulance for A, which is very important as well, because she's not in a sterile environment to give birth. Not at all. I also don't like being in dirty places. Like what A is doing right now, sitting on the floor of this van, is something I would never do. You could not pay me to do that, because I will stand. Like, no, I'll just stand right here. Nope, I am good. I don't even touch trash cans. I don't touch my own trash can. My husband had to get a special trash can for us because I refused to touch the trash. He didn't know how bad it was. He did not know how bad it was until he got a trash can with a lid and realized I would not touch it. I would throw everything in the bathroom because the bathroom has an open lid. No cover. Like, he realized very quickly, like, wow, this girl really won't touch anything. Like, if I look at something and I'm like, that is dirty, he was worried I wouldn't be able to change diapers. I was like, nope, because I actually love our child, so I'll do it. I'll change the diaper. I will not enjoy it. That's how weird I am. So she's already doing better than me, because I would never. I am like having an anxiety attack watching this scene. It's like my own like birthing trauma coming back to me, and all the things that happened while I was giving birth, and how like I have so many bad stories to tell. There's good. Most of the good is like after the birth. Before the birth, oh god, in the hot, oh god. Actually, the second time wasn't as bad as the first. The first time was horrible. The second time was not something I want to redo again either. But I have less trauma tied to it, but still trauma. But yeah, just the idea of birth thing for some people is trauma. There's so much trauma related to it. So even just watching this birthing scene, I'm traumatized, because I'm like, she's delivering for a medical student, and people have delivered on their own. I know people who've delivered their own kids. I'm talking like mom is delivering her baby herself, by herself, with no one's help. I know people who do that, or who have done that, been in a situation where they had to. So, whoo, poor A. And then, all the other things, like they test you for so many things when you go in to make sure everything is good. I had preeclampsia. I had a lot of stuff going on with me. Cords and all. There was so much. So I'm talking through this scene to get me through this scene, because again, so much trauma related to birthing for me that I'm just like, oh, finally the baby is out. Oh, poor A. Oh god. And nobody just sew her up. Oh god. a woman told a story of how she was a widow and they offered her a husband stitch. And if you don't know what a husband stitch is, don't look it up. Just don't. And needless to say, there is no baby there. I'm actually okay with the fact that they didn't use a baby. I'm becoming more and more against using children at all in shows and stuff, which I know creates a whole headaches and stuff like that. But needless to say, there's definitely no baby. How do I know that? Because I had a baby. They calm down for like 2 seconds when you put them on your chest, and then they start screaming again. Them newborns, newborn cries. Oh God. No, actually both their cries were so different though. So it kind of comes back to something. Well, also, first of all, yeah, Beam knows Jeng. I forgot that. They know each other because they also both know Tay. Anyway, but again, is Beam in love with A or in love with Kanoon? It kind of comes back to that conversation because someone was like, what if he's in love with Kanoon? It's like, wait, what if he's in love with A? Who is he in love with? But he's of course still playing good little uncle. So little Jane, it's his. Oh, I love it. But who is he in love with? Will we ever find out? And this episode's almost done. And I wanted way more Jeng and Pat. We did not get enough Jeng and Pat. But yeah, whatever. Let me just finish this show. And also, anyone who delivers in the back of a truck or whatever like that, you're a trooper. I remember watching I didn't know I was pregnant and a woman delivered on a boat. I'll never forget that episode because she was done with kids. Or the one where they went to the hospital, found out they were pregnant, left the hospital to come home, like, yeah, it turns out we're pregnant, and then that night went back into the hospital because the hospital thought they were only like at 6 months or something like that. No, there was a reason why she didn't know she was pregnant. That baby was hiding well and ready to pop. So like, same night. I love that show. I didn't know I was pregnant. It's trauma. But it's fun trauma for me because I ain't having no more kids. I'm done. I wonder if this will inspire Beam to take up Jeng's offer to take over the position. But no, I think Jeng keeps the position because he even commented. Jeng keeps the position because aren't we gonna get that whole kiss in the window? Doesn't that happen? Okay. I waited till the end of the episode. I waited till the end of the promo for next week's episode because they got 3 episodes left. They need to give, and looks like next episode we better get all that. None of that needs to be a dream sequence. Please, I'm begging you. No dream sequences. Okay, so Jeng sent the drunk text. Ooh, I wonder if next episode is when we're getting Pat showing up at his door. Is that gonna be next episode? But yeah, Jeng sent a drunk text. Like, makes sense to me. And they're typing it to each other in English now. The letter was the little note, the happy birthday Pat was in English. Also, it was very sweet. He took note of his favorite snack and just sent him a bunch for his birthday. That was a very sweet gift. That was like a I know you, so here you go gift. I love that. And he gets his drunk text from Jeng. Oh God, I just need next week to come because I don't even know what to say anymore. But also, I just wanted to add, I love how they do the sponsorship items in the show because, you know, having the snack actually be something he likes, you know, kind of like Lay's potato chips in Until We Meet Again. But in this one, it's these chips that I am not exactly sure. Was it Trilly or is that no, that's Thai. That has to be Thai, right? Yeah, that's Thai. I think that's Thai. I don't know. But anyway, the point is that how, you know, they made it a snack he really likes, and he talks about how it really tastes like wasabi and all that stuff. And Jeng gives him a bunch of it. The drink, the Oishi 0%, that one, how they have it 2 bottles just sitting on the desk while Jaab and Kanoon talk to each other. I really love the product placements, and they're done really well in this show. I like, they're done in a way that is like, I know this is a product placement, but I'm going to try and make it look natural. I love it. I don't know where the other one's product placements is. I haven't been looking for it. I noticed the food. I don't know if that's food. But yeah, A now has a baby, so are we gonna finally know who Beam likes? What's going on with Beam? Jeng is going to resign, and it looks like he's announcing his resignation finally. I don't know, or maybe he's decided to stay on because he finally got Pat. Jaab, Jane got on a bus, but they said it was like a month ago. So is Jane coming back now and is ready to come back to the company? Is that what's about to happen? And is Beam gonna take up the job? I have so many questions. Okay? So many questions. Next week needs to get here very quickly. This week's episode is brought to you by Supernova Hair. If you stay till the end, Supernova Hair has wigs and things. They have affordable wigs, all these stylish wigs. So definitely check out the link below. Thank you for... I'm still stuck on I need next week's episode. I'm going to be watching the promo all week and then be my favorite on Friday. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Time for BL. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, and good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye.